there are some things I got from other teachers that work great, and there are some things that didn't work for me, because another problem that you're going to have to get over in your first year is figuring out your kind of style, and some procedures just won't be your style, but that's fine because you can just modify it from there. But it's better than having nothing. So just ask them. Most people, they know you're a new teacher and they've been through it before, so they're pretty willing to help. Prep for class, you can prepare the weekend before, and I usually spend Sunday preparing kind of a general outline about what I'm going to do for the rest of the week. But every day, either during your planning period or after school or both, you're going to have to tweak that. So take notes to yourself while you're in class about what's working, what's not working, because you might have to go back and reteach something that you didn't plan on doing the next day. So taking notes is good, because like the first couple weeks when I was teaching, I would not take notes, and then I'd plan another lesson or I'd retweak my lesson for the next day, and then we'd be teaching it, and I'd be like, oh yeah, they really didn't get that yesterday, but I forgot because I didn't write it down. You're gonna have so much stuff thrown at you that you really need to write down everything, otherwise you'll just forget it. So kind of generally plan your lessons a week in advance, and that's a policy that we have at my school, and I don't know if it's like that everywhere, but know that you're gonna have to tweak it depending on how much you get done in the day, and depending on your class. I have some classes that move a lot quicker than other classes that just, either they're just harder to get under control so that we just don't get a lot done, or maybe that class just really doesn't, as in general, comprehend the material better than another class. So that's going to be something that you'll need to tweak every lesson plan for each class, which sounds like a lot of work, but you'll get used to it. It's not that bad. Anything that is out of the procedure is going to be something that you want to nip in the bud right away. So have your procedures in place. Get those procedures from other teachers, because you don't really know what you're going to have encounter in the classroom until you're there. So ask other teachers what they do before your first day. Have that set in place, and if anybody deviates from that, don't let it slide. You don't have to be mad at them, but you have to explain to them, this is why you can't do it this way, and this is the way I want you to do it in the future. Have them practice it right away. Don't just say, that's okay for right now, but remember next time do it this way. Make sure that they know how to do it the right way, and the only way that you can make sure that happens is by making them practice. So now when I have kids that get up and sharpen their pencil in the middle of class, I say, no, you know how to do it, so let's practice it. Sit down, raise your hand, and then I'll let you go sharpen your pencil. Even if they're already there, about to ready to move the handle, like make them do it, because then the other kids will know that that's something that they need to do. And you can have more instructional time and less time spent sitting in front of the class going, oh, why is everybody up gathered around the pencil sharpener? Middle school I like teaching middle school particularly because we have teams, and that's going to work to your advantage if your team really is into the whole team playing thing. My team leader is awesome, and we have team meetings once a week, and we discuss the students that we're having problems with. It helps you know you're not going to feel like as much of an idiot, because you'll hear from your other team members that certain kids are disruptive in every class. So then you kind of are like, okay, it's not me. He's, or there are she's in some schools. He's like this for everybody. So what can we do to deal with this student as a team? Like, how are we going to treat him in all of our classes? And also, if there are some teachers that are going to get through to some kids on your team that maybe the other teachers still haven't. So like on my team, we had a student that has been really difficult, and he's been suspended a couple times. And, you know, he's a leader, so if he's off, the rest of the class isn't trying to do any work. And when he's on, the rest of the class is a lot easier to get under control. So he did really well in my class one day, and I mentioned that to my team leader. I said, you know, he was great today, so I'm going to call his mom and tell his mom that he was great and that she can finally get a phone call from the school that's not negative. And so then my team leader said that to him in class. He said, oh, I heard you did really well in Miss Hubbard's class yesterday. Let's keep that behavior up. And that kind of reinforcement from other teachers, making the kids feel like all of us care about them instead of just one teacher, is really great and can work magic in the classroom. And the whole team does care about them, so we just need to make them aware of that. Team teaching is awesome. Managing paperwork is a hassle and it's really annoying, and I have a folder for everything and I label it and everything goes into a folder, and that's just how I deal with it. It's not perfect and I need to be better about that. I just started using an exit slip in my class a couple weeks ago, and it's been really great. I usually just give them a note card and I'll ask them a question that's going to tell me whether or not they understood the content covered that day. So it's just like a short answer question, and they should be able to write it. I'll give them like 3 or 4 minutes to do it. So if a lot of kids are getting it correct, then I'll know that, okay, today was a good day. If they're miserably failing, then I know I'm going to have to go back and reteach it. But the exit slip is good in terms of formative assessment, and it's also good because you can kind of direct them. I make them give it to me as they leave the door. So I'll tell them, you need to have everything picked up, cleaned up, and the only thing you should have out is your exit slip. You can get in line and hand it to me as you get out the door. So it gives them a little bit of direction, so it's not just this mob of kids trying to leave your class or trying to not leave your class, which is a problem I never thought would happen either. But that helps a lot. And then I just give summative assessment. Every Friday I give a summative assessment because testing's big in Kentucky, and so they need to practice taking tests. Test etiquette is something that kids need to learn. Middle school kids really need to learn, and a lot of them don't either choose not to follow test etiquette or they need to practice it. So that's why I give quizzes on Fridays, and it also helps me know if they know what's going on. Testing is a big deal, particularly at my school, because one of our goals is to increase test scores for our kids. And in Kentucky in general, and probably is like this in other states too, it's important to do well on the CATS test, or the assessment that they're going to give, that they're not calling CATS anymore. I don't know what it is. But middle school kids, and my kids in particular, they haven't at least shown me that they have very good test etiquette. So they don't know that they need to be completely silent during a test. They can't get up whenever they want. They can't talk to their friend to get help from answers. So I give them quizzes every Friday to get them into the habit of multiple choice questions, because they have difficulty with that. They just kind of want to read the first answer that looks good and not finish the question. And just to have them practice being quiet and taking a test. And a lot of them don't understand that I can't just tell them the answer to the test. They'll raise their hand and they'll be like, oh, what's the answer to this one? So I can't tell you that. This is a test. So that's something that they need to learn before they get thrown into the CATS test. And it's just like really intense. And we're just like, answer these questions. We're not going to help you at all. Be quiet. Don't talk. Don't move. Except your pencil. So that's why I give my kids a quiz every Friday. And it helps. Fridays are a lot nicer for me because they're quiet and taking quizzes.